Jenny wakes to the sound of shouting. Her parents are arguing over her adoption by distant relatives. Her father's harsh words slice through the air. "We're done with you, Jenny. You're not welcome here." Tears blur her vision as her mother looks away. Just then, Aunt Neka enters, firm but gentle, scooping Jenny into her arms. The moment she whispers, "You're my child now," the world tilts. Shock and relief clash in Jenny's chest. She clings to Neka, heart pounding, but outside the door, footsteps hint that someone is watching. Subscribe to follow Jenny's journey. Jenny's first night in Aunt Neka's modest home reveals neglect from the outside world. She watches Neka work 2 jobs, cooking, cleaning, barely sleeping. Jenny feels helpless and guilty, but she silently vows to make this woman's sacrifices worth it. A mysterious letter arrives with no sender, hinting that Jenny's parents aren't finished with her yet. Jenny starts school, facing whispered mockery about her family situation. But Neka's pride in her determination shines through. Jenny overhears classmates plotting to humiliate her at the next assembly. She plans a subtle but brilliant counter, foreshadowing her cleverness. Aunt Neka collapses at work due to exhaustion. Jenny races to help, feeling a panic she has never experienced before. Doctors warn that Neka needs proper rest or a serious illness could strike. Jenny secretly promises herself she'll protect Neka at all costs. But someone is following her on the way home from the hospital, leaving an ominous shadow. A neighbor warns Jenny about her parents' schemes. Jenny realizes her past isn't buried and that danger lurks. She confronts Neka, who sighs, revealing fragments of her own tragic past, a betrayal that shaped her life and decisions. Jenny's admiration deepens, but the tension between loyalty and fear tightens. Jenny discovers a box of old photographs and letters hidden in the attic. They reveal Neka's past sacrifices and a hidden relative who might reclaim Jenny's guardianship. Shock consumes her, but she senses a pattern. Neka's life has been a quiet battlefield. Jenny's resolve strengthens, plotting how to reward Neka for her lifelong courage. Jenny faces her first moral test when someone offers her wealth in exchange for betraying Neka. Conflicted, she sees a mirror of her own values. She refuses, but the encounter leaves her wondering, can trust be absolute? Her decision sets the stage for a dangerous game of loyalty and deception. Aunt Neka falls ill suddenly, and Jenny rushes her to the hospital. Doctors discover an underlying illness that has been silently worsening. Jenny vows she will not let her aunt suffer in silence. Outside the hospital, a figure watches from a distance, leaving viewers guessing, friend or foe. Jenny uncovers her first revenge opportunity. A cruel relative who mocked Neka in the past comes to town, flaunting wealth. Jenny, using cunning, orchestrates a subtle exposure of their true selfish nature. The town begins to see the contrast between Neka's genuine care and the relative's greed. Jenny is offered a scholarship that could change her life. She hesitates, torn between chasing her dreams and staying by Neka's side. The decision weighs heavily, but she chooses both, using her cleverness to navigate her education without abandoning her aunt. A mysterious text hints at danger linked to her parents' past betrayal. Jenny discovers her father's secret financial dealings, realizing the danger Neka could face from legal battles. She decides to step in, researching, documenting, and quietly securing her aunt's safety. A shadowy figure at the courthouse sparks a suspenseful cliffhanger. Aunt Neka receives an old friend's visit, which rekindles a past romance. Jenny fears complications, but Neka's joy is palpable. Meanwhile, a threat looms in the form of a fraudulent contract that could steal Neka's property. Jenny starts devising a plan to save her aunt's home. Jenny's first big triumph, she manages to expose the fraudulent contract publicly. Neka cries tears of gratitude, hugging Jenny. But the victory is short-lived when an anonymous envelope hints at deeper, more dangerous secrets. The suspense escalates. Jenny stumbles upon a childhood diary of Neka's, revealing a promise she once made to someone now powerful and dangerous. Jenny realizes the stakes are higher than she imagined. A subtle twist emerges, the person in question is closer than they appear. Aunt Neka receives an unexpected job offer that could lift them out of financial strain. Jenny senses hidden motives and investigates. She uncovers a plot that could either make their lives prosperous or ruin them. The chapter ends with a coded letter left on their doorstep. Jenny confronts her father after months of silence. He threatens to take her away unless she relinquishes control over Nneka's life. Jenny cleverly turns the confrontation into a negotiation, using information he never suspected she knew. But a mysterious figure takes photos of the encounter, hinting at future blackmail. A school project exposes Jenny to a rival student who seems harmless but has ulterior motives. Jenny discovers that the rival is connected to her father's schemes. A clever trap is set, but Jenny herself becomes vulnerable, creating tension for viewers. Jenny and Nneka's bond strengthens after a quiet night of storytelling and reflection. Nneka confesses fears she's never shared. But outside, a car is seen following them, hinting that danger is never far. The chapter ends with a sudden screech of brakes. Jenny receives a mysterious package containing Nneka's lost heirloom, but with a note threatening exposure if they don't comply with unknown demands. Jenny must choose between hiding the truth or risking everything to protect Nneka. Jenny's ingenuity shines as she devises a counterplan using her school tech skills. She discovers a secret about the person threatening Nneka. The tension rises when the adversary nearly catches her in the act. Aunt Nneka's old rival resurfaces, seemingly benign. Jenny uncovers a hidden agenda tied to her aunt's past sacrifices. The chapter ends as Nneka receives a phone call that freezes her in shock. Jenny begins learning about her own strengths in negotiation and strategy, gaining allies who admire her loyalty. But the past strikes back when her father attempts a legal maneuver to claim Jenny's custody again. Jenny uncovers a secret about the family house that could ruin her father's plans. But as she prepares to reveal it, someone tampers with the evidence, leaving viewers questioning who can be trusted. Jenny faces moral dilemmas as she decides how far to go to protect Nneka. An unexpected ally betrays her, creating a twist that leaves both aunt and niece in jeopardy. Jenny starts documenting Nneka's entire life story secretly, intending to showcase her sacrifices publicly. But a thief steals some of the documents, raising the stakes. Jenny uncovers a hidden letter from her mother apologizing for past neglect. This brings mixed emotions but also clarity about her own path. Aunt Nneka's health takes another alarming turn. Jenny must make a difficult decision about treatment, leading to tension and emotional depth. Jenny discovers an enemy's hidden weakness and starts devising a subtle plan for justice. The chapter ends with her receiving an anonymous tip that confirms her suspicions. Jenny secretly confronts her father with irrefutable evidence of his wrongs. But he remains defiant, leaving her furious yet resolute. Aunt Nneka discovers Jenny's secret plans to elevate her life. She is both proud and fearful, creating an intimate, emotional moment. Jenny's school project accidentally uncovers a clue linking multiple antagonists together. The chapter ends on a shocking revelation: betrayal comes from within her own circle. Jenny decides to take a bold risk to secure Nneka's happiness. She sets a clever trap using everyone's greed against them. The plan partially succeeds, but a new rival appears, escalating tension further. Jenny and Nneka must rely entirely on each other. Jenny uncovers a hidden room in Nneka's house with clues about her aunt's unfulfilled dreams. This inspires Jenny's next big move. Aunt Nneka is publicly humiliated by an adversary. Jenny turns the event into a moment of triumph using wit and evidence, stunning everyone. Jenny finds a lost piece of Nneka's past that restores her aunt's confidence and legacy. But the antagonist plans a final revenge. Jenny prepares a final plan to ensure Nneka's peace and justice. Tension rises as the antagonist approaches a dangerous tipping point. The final showdown occurs at a public event. Jenny uses intelligence, bravery, and emotional leverage to outmaneuver the antagonist. The antagonist is defeated, publicly exposed, and Nneka's sacrifices are celebrated. Jenny's love and loyalty shine. Jenny secures a new life for Nneka, a dream home, career recognition, and emotional peace. The chapter ends with a touching embrace and promise of a brighter future.